Yeah, he got the side.
Man, I gained 10 pounds eating the red and the green M&Ms, bro. I gained 10 pounds so quick. I'll chop it up today. How you brothers been for the week, man?
Oh, we've been good, man.
Been good.
Good. We can't ignore the ratings. I mean, this light skin thing is working for me and Derek.
I heard it's more market. Where do we start?
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Let's Chop It Up. Please follow on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Like and subscribe.
Yo, get that shit out, man. Get it out.
I'm probably doing crack now behind the scenes. Please like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell so you get notifications. Tell a friend about us. Make good, the bad, and ugly comments, and we'll get back to you. So my brothers from another mother, man, ain't see you in a few, man. Talk to me. How you doing? What's going on, Derek?
Yeah, man, I'm living life, man. Just enjoying things, taking things one day at a time, enjoying life, smelling the flowers. I had my wife. I want to shout out a couple people. One, I want to shout out the lady that took care of my wife yesterday, man. Beautiful people exist in this world, y'all. I'm telling you. She went. My wife went. You know, if you ever been to Aldi's, you know that's what that's like, man. My wife likes to shop at Aldi, man, and she goes in, she buys up a whole lot of food, and takes care of the family all at one time. And you know, she goes once a month. You know what I mean? And we're always taking care of people with it. Lady behind her, and just was behind her and looked at her and said, "Listen, saw how much food she was shopping with, right?" And my wife is talking to people, just trying to, because you've been on this, you've been shopping, when you got that big ass, thing of food, people are kind of looking at you like, well, damn, hurry up, move it along, you know what I mean? And so she's being cool, she's calming everybody down, talking conversations. Lady comes in and says, listen, she hears that my wife, as we know, we do take care of people. We take care of people who are disabled and everything. My business, I work with people who are disabled. My wife lets go that's one of the things that she does. The lady paid for the entire thing, paid for all of her food. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was amazing. It's something like you read about, man, like never happens to you.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's usually something you see on social media too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that it happens. It happens. People out here really doing it, man. We couldn't believe it, man.
All these is this? I need to go about it.
Yeah.
So you need to go to the real one. Don't go to that Valley Stream bullshit, right? You know what I mean? Go out there to the real good white one out there and Deer Park, where they be at. Yeah, go over there. That's a good Aldi. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it happened to me before. I was on a line at McDonald's in the drive-thru, and the people in front of me paid for my food.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it happened. Yeah. It only happened one time, but it did happen.
I'm assuming, Rodney, you was not on Sufton Boulevard in Linden.
No, I was. No.
Yo,
I know exactly where I was at.
Helping me.
No, I was not on Sufton Boulevard in Linden. Yeah, when it happened.
Yeah, but it was wonderful, man. We had a great time. Listen, it was amazing. It was an amazing thing, man. And shout out again to my people that I work with. Disabled people. Individuals that I do work with. Yeah, Lindenhurst. Oh, Lindenhurst Aldi. See, she's just checking in. She's just checking in. I said Deer Park. It was Lindenhurst. So yeah. So yeah, that's when you go to, D. You know what I mean?
Okay,
remember that
cool,
one.
Cool.
And then and I'm back here, another day with you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying it all, So I guess Rodney jetted out. He's trying to go to Aldi's or something.
Now look, Derek, there's only one light-skinned person on the screen, so there's gonna be some changes going on right now. D, let's sign something into legislation right now.
What's going on with you, Kelvin? Talk to us, man.
I'm just maintaining, really thinking about waiting for
the devil is at work.
Is at work.
Yo,
man.
You know what? Let's keep the bat on the regular. Why don't we go right to Rod? Rod, what's up? Welcome back, Rod. You tell us what's good.
That's all right. I'm putting in the claim with the commission. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I think it's intentional, man. I got some haters on me, man. Now y'all can hear me good?
Yeah, we good.
Okay. Nah, the thing is, my week was good. I mean, me and my wife, we had a romantic weekend. We went to Atlantic City. We went to the Maxwell concert. Amazing concert. You know what I'm saying? The vibe was very nice. I didn't like in the beginning, like it seemed like they took a long time to let people in. I didn't like that. But other than that, it was a good weekend. You know, we played a little poker in the casino. We got the chance to spend some time with just us. So that meant a lot to me and her, you know. So that was my weekend. The kids is good. The girls are doing real good in softball. My daughter's doing good in basketball. So everything is good on my end. You know what I mean? So Calvin, you can go back to you now. Thank you.
Well, first of all, Rodney, I think you're enjoying that retirement life, brother. You and your wife. That's a good look. That's a good look. Brother said it like he just went around the block. Yeah, we went to Atlantic City. You know how it was.
Yeah.
You know, I feel that. Everything is good with me. You know, at the end of the day, I was just thinking about, you know, the way things are now. I remember when spring used to be like 70 degrees and nice and breezy. This is some foolishness now with the rain and it's all nasty outside. And then there's a new level of crazy, you know, going on in the city, you know, but outside of all that, man, I'm just thankful for just another day. I'm just thankful for life, man. A lot of people didn't see another day. I'm just thankful. You know, I feel good. I feel healthy. And I said, I want to get in really, really great shape. So I've spent the first 4 months of the year doing mental reps. Like I've been envisioning me like doing push-ups and working out and everything like that. Now I need to physically do it. See, I've already done it mentally. You see what I'm saying? So now if I could do it physically, I've been exercising my mind. You know what I'm saying? Now, once I do that, and then I'm gonna start doing the workout later. You always take the first 4 months and you just think about working out, and then, you know, in mid-April, that's when you actually start working out. So that's where I'm at right now. So that's my thing right now. You know what I'm saying?
Good luck with that, Kelvin. Good luck with that.
Shauna's back. What up, Shauna?
What's happening?
What's up, D? Talk to me. What's good?
Man, everything's good, man. I found some new pussy this week. But first I'll get to that. There's no scrolls this week rather. So, but I got found.
This episode is no scrolls.
It's a no scroll app.
So I found this pussy this week, right? So I found this. I'm serious, man. I'm serious. Y'all gotta hear the story, man. I'm trying to make it real quick, man. So I was out in Jersey, right? Went to this gun range, and this pussy was calling. Calling. So I went over to the pussy, and I picked it up, right? I said, "Hey, damn, it's a brand new pussy, right?" So I said, "Damn, I don't find too many new pussies around, right?"
You found some new pussy off the street?
Some new pussy on the street.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
So I took the pussy inside. I told the guy, the young boy, I said, "Yo, man, I got a new pussy here." He said, "Damn, I ain't never seen no new pussy." Right? So I told the young boy, I said, "Yo, man, I need some help, man. Find this pussy home. Can't let a pussy be out here in these streets." Right?
Nah, I can't do that.
Sean, I'm telling you, this is a true story, Sean. True. So I said, "Yo, call the manager over because I don't make nothing should ever hurt a pussy. Pussy good, right? Pussy the best thing in the world.
Very
right?
Good. Yes.
Right? Nice. Right?
One
Great.
of the greatest things ever.
Greatest things. Comfort you, run up on you, purr near you and everything, right? Yeah. The manager come over and said, "Damn, you really got a new pussy. That's fresh out." I said, "Yeah, man, it's fresh out, man. Out here in these streets." So he said, "Man," I said, "Yo, listen, make sure this pussy get a new home."
What team?
Right? Yeah. Jamie, you can't, Jamie. This is a true story.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep going.
This is a true story. So since I said, "Man, we gotta get a home for this pussy." But since it's 2022, a girl came over and said, "I'll take the pussy home." So
women are taking home pussy, new pussy.
Pussy's so good, women love it. But
so
that's it. I knew.
Wow.
I gave a pussy home with a woman.
There's a lot of women that love a pussy, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
For you dirty mind people, it was a little kitten.
Yeah.
So D, they're wrong though.
They're wrong.
They're wrong. Watching, they're wrong.
Gutter, man. They
take it out of context.
Yeah, they took it way out. I'm talking about animals. I love animals, man. I like eating animals and taking care of them at the same time.
Yo, it's quiet as it's kept.
But you wouldn't eat a pussy, would you?
Kittens are cool. As soon as they become cats, it's a wrap, though.
Yeah. I love it, man. You gotta know how to take care of the pussy, Kelvin.
Great story, D. Great story. Thank you, D. And to be honest with you, it was
Ray, what up, Ray? That's not a husband, my dude right there.
Yo, Any other time, you would have got 3 scrolls before you finished that story.
3. I think you're being generous.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know, right? See, you right, Mama? Y'all them dirty old people. Dirty old people, man.
Yeah.
Anyhow, man.
As a group, come on, yo.
Kevin said, I ain't say nothing but laugh. I just said
views
I didn't say
expressed
that.
by D do not represent
No
let's
smoke.
chop it up management.
See, word, right? See, nice, right? Know me, man. I tell nice, clean stories.
Mhm.
Anyhow, we got our boy. We got a video from our brother Tony Rock. Tony Rock went on stage and led into Will about his brother. Jamie, can you go to the video, please?
Let's set some ground rules right now, y'all. Let's set some ground rules. If I say anything tonight, anybody got a fucking problem with? You got one motherfucking option what you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because if you think you're gonna walk up on this stage, this ain't the motherfucking Oscars. And if you walk your ass up here, you ain't nominated for shit but these motherfucking hands. Oh, we on pop the rest of the year, nigga. Every time you see me do a show, pop. I ain't want to start the show like that. You gonna hit my motherfucking brother? Cause your bitch gave you a side eye? Oh, it's a lot of Rock Brothers. Y'all ain't know it's a lot of Rock Brothers. It's 10 of us, motherfucker. You about to see all the Rock Brothers. You know, like, I didn't even know that nigga was a Rock Brother. That nigga a Rock Brother? That's a Rock Brother? I ain't gonna start the show like that, but I just wanna let y'all know that shit ain't gonna ride. That shit ain't gonna ride, nigga. I don't got a lot of shit to lose, nigga. Some more gonna have me on the tour regardless. Y'all might never see me on TV again, but... Now with that said, Raleigh, how y'all doing?
I ain't mad at him.
Me neither.
Nah, me neither.
I'm not mad at him, man.
You know?
I totally get what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He's setting the precedence because, you know, a lot of people were split on this situation with Will and Smack and Chris Rock. Some people say he did the right thing. Some people said, nah, it wasn't cool. So he's letting you know that this is one Rock brother that is not going to have it. You walk up on this stage, you're going to get the hands, you know. But the thing is, you know, comedians kind of do got to set a precedence right now because you got people that, you know, they follow trends and maybe feeling that, okay, now if a comedian cracks a joke that you don't like, I'm going to walk up on the stage and slap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel what he was doing in the message that he was sending, you know, but we're going to talk about something a little later where somebody interrupted somebody because they didn't like what they said at their show. So it is starting to start a little bit of a precedence of people feeling that they could just interrupt comedians on shows that, on jokes that they don't like, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Sean is saying that's what he's supposed to do as a brother.
Yeah,
raise
correct.
his facts, put his hands on famous on site. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But see, now that's the thing. It come from the same place. He can argue, and we can all argue, come from the same place as Will. You know what I mean? Wills wants to, quote unquote, take up for his family, or, you know, he's upset because of some things going on. He wants to act out, you know, but now there are consequences to that. You know what I mean? You can keep doing this, you know, until, you know, you're not just going to get up there and slap. All right, fine. I don't want you telling jokes about my wife or my family or whatever. All right, well, you know, you keep your hands off my family. You know, family's supposed to protect family. So that's just the way it is, you know? So yeah, I applaud the brother, you know what I mean? Because of my brother, you're not putting your hands on none of my family. That's just how it goes, man. You just wake up and apologize or whatever it was you was going through. Just figure that out, you know. But I feel him. Yeah, definitely.
And like he said, Chris Rock is the big star. I mean, Tony Rock, like you said, Tony Rock is just, you know, everybody, as far as I know this is how my family works. There are certain people in the family that all they do is provide protection. They don't bring nothing else to the table but that. That's it. That's their thing. You know what I mean?
It's called a family goon.
Right.
Every family should have one.
Every family got a goon.
There you
Basically,
go.
He ain't got no good job. He in and out of jail. He hang out on the corner, and he ain't got nothing to lose. So when you got a problem, you send him over there.
And he feel honored to do it. He feel honored like this is my domain.
Correct. You know what? You know what his reward is? Just put some money on my commissary. That's it.
Exactly. But as a brother, I expected that. You had not heard from Chris Rock, and so brother's gonna get on stage. Everybody expected his brother to come in and step up for him, and his other brother did too. I didn't know there was 10 of them. I mean, the Rock boys is in the building tonight.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of. Remember, I went to school. I went to college with one, so it's like they. Yeah, and I'm not sure if it's 20. One of the motherfuckers really don't know the martial arts, like really kick ass, like motherfucker. So I don't think Will Smith people are he gonna run up on him. I don't think Will do that. No, I don't think Will be ready for that.
No, it's not. Exactly. He's not that kind of guy. He's not that kind of guy.
He lost his head, man.
Yeah, he made a big mistake. That's what he did on that day. He made a big mistake.
Yeah, definitely.
And the thing is, too, he selectively made a mistake. There's a lot of people that could have been up there saying something that he wouldn't have went up there and slapped.
I don't know, Rodney. Maybe not, man. You know where that play.
No.
Well, listen to what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm let you rock. Let's go.
Listen, what I'm trying to tell you. Don't act like y'all never heard or never seen somebody flip the script before. All right, you know the dude that you never thought had it in him. All right, but he just got pushed to that point, and everybody got a button. That's why I don't go around fucking with people. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so, Mike Tyson. He rolling up on Mike.
No, he's not.
Not in my right mind. No, not in my right mind. I don't give a fuck about somebody in his right mind.
Wrong mind, left mind, any mind. He ain't.
But let me ask you a question: as a man, have you ever slapped another dude?
If Mike Tyson grabbed your girl ass,
I have. Rodney knows I have in the street.
Yeah, and I've slapped somebody too before.
Yep.
Well, see that's when you really want to disrespect somebody.
I mean, I was a lot younger. I was a lot younger.
I've slapped a man. Yeah, I
was 40.
You gotta realize.
Come on, D. I was still a teenager, bro. But come on,
I was in my 20s. But
damn, you a little bit worse, Rod.
Back in the days, like one of the biggest disrespects that you can do to another man was to slap him.
Of course.
Yeah. So the thing is,
back today, it's the same thing.
Today, but I still stand by what I say, Derek. He selectively chose who he was.
Well, I don't think you run up on anybody you think you can't beat. You know what I'm saying? Like if you choose your you know what I'm saying, your spots.
I don't think so all the time, because the thing is depending on what the person did, then it doesn't matter if you think you're gonna get a run for your money.
That's a good
You
point.
got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean?
Point.
Okay, well then fine. He felt it was selective. Then in that case, in his mind, maybe he think Chris is not the one to be talking shit. Then he too little. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, would you let a little dude just talk shit about your wife? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that is what it is.
Well,
so
I tell you one thing. He didn't slap August Alsina.
He didn't.
No, he didn't slap him.
And he ain't going to.
August is smacking his wife's ass.
Yeah.
But anyway, Rod, you was telling us before earlier about something with August Alsina. Ain't no skull tonight.
Yeah,
and my man is aware of it, boy.
Very hyper.
It looks like August Alsina is gonna talk about his situation with Jada. Allegedly, there's he's been offered numerous book deals about telling the whole story about Will and Jada, and he's still standing by that. Will gave him permission to smash his wife, and also too, he's saying that he was staying in some of Will's homes with an S on it while Will was away filming. So it looks like he's going to let the cat out of the bag to make some money, allegedly.
He's going to make a lot of money too.
So this slap is continuously snowballing now. Now you realize that we're going to still be talking about this for another couple of months, because things are going to still continue to pile out.
Do you think he can come back from it?
Do I think he can come back from it? I think they're going to damage Will Smith pretty badly. Yeah, I think they're going to damage him. Now, time will tell. But, I mean, you know what I got a problem with, too? We still haven't heard from Jada Pinkett.
Yes,
that's a real big problem.
We haven't heard from Jada Pinkett. This is, she was protected that night, as people are saying. Man. But she didn't come out and protect her man yet. And then supposedly there's a rumor, allegedly, that they're going to talk about it on the red table, which is her show. So I don't know. I mean,
can I ask you a question?
Sure. Can I ask anything you want?
what is the significance of the table being red? I don't understand. Like, is red like some type of color of truth or something? Like,
No,
what
I
is?
think there might have been some family. You know, we all had red tables back in the day in our backyard.
The
Oh,
picnic
I know
table.
what that's about. That's a
Yeah.
slavery thing. That's a slavery thing. No, that's serious. That's serious.
Yeah.
Like in slavery, they used to say that all the floors, wherever they would stay, would be like this red clay. My great grandmother, my grandmother, every carpet they had was red.
Ray says
You know.
he came in the home as a son, Jaden's friend, and Jada fucked him. That woman is toxic and evil.
Fact.
Correct. Now the thing is, you can't even trust your mama around your friends. that's insane to me. You know, I don't know what she was thinking. You know,
and then you took A-listers and they interacted with C-listers, and that doesn't work.
Shauna says we heard a snippet. She said she wished.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
yep, something cryptic.
Didn't hit him.
Something cryptic in typical fashion.
Well, after he hit him and he said that Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me, she did laugh. I saw the thing.
Yep,
so.
yeah.
But I mean, like I said, you know, I said on the last episode, the queen is supposed to protect the king as well. She has yet to come out and say anything in defense of Will or to say, hey, you know, it was a mistake that night. We regret it. She hasn't said nothing.
But see, now this is what I'm saying. This is all these ancillary conversations that we need to have. You know what I mean? Like, you know, is there anything, you know, how much should a woman be protecting a man? Is there any limit to where you should be protecting your woman? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does it mean? You know, what is a man's role in terms of protecting this woman?
I'm gonna tell you a real quick story, right? I used to work with two cops that I used to work with that were married. I worked with the husband one time, and in one command, and I worked with the wife in another command. Great people. I love them to death. Super cool. Now I worked with the husband, and the husband was about it. He was no joke, no slouch, nothing. He took very little shit. I mean, I'm not saying his name, so I can say this. He actually threatened the sergeant, told the sergeant he was going to fuck him up, and he meant it. I mean, he didn't play. So she told me a story one time about him, where she knew that if she had told him what had happened in the store when she had went into the store to get food for them while he was on the phone with their daughter, some guy bumped into her while she was sitting on the line, and he turned around to her and said, "Hey, watch where the fuck you going." And she said, "I never even moved. You bumped into me." So there was some words back and forth exchange. Nothing happened. She cursed him out, went on about her business, and went back to the car. And she never told her husband because she knew what kind of guy he was, that he was going to go in there and he was going to put some work in. Now that would have damaged their jobs. That would have damaged his career. And she said, a woman that knows how that her husband gets busy doesn't have to make him prove it every time, because you look at the circumstances of what is at stake. And I gained a lot of respect when she told me that story. She said, you know, he would have went in there and he would have broke that guy up. And I said, you're absolutely right. I worked with your husband. I know how he get down. You know, so that's a queen protecting the king too. Now, to this day, he probably don't even know that ever happened.
Right.
You know, she took care of it. Now, if he had to put his hands on her, then she said, I would have went in and I'd have got him and he'd have came back in and would have been over. But she took, you know, just words exchanged. She went on, never told him that it happened because she know what he would have did.
That's an interesting thing. That's an interesting conversation something that you're bringing up. Now, I wonder how much, speaking of Will and Jade, I wonder how much of her behavior comes from a place of her, let's say, not really understanding what will do to protect her. You know what I mean? Kind of like the flip side. You know, it's like, okay, I don't really feel safe and protected with her. Obviously, maybe she feels Tupac would have protected her more than Will, so maybe she acts out a little bit to try and pull that out of Will, and you know what I mean. So almost like I'm waiting for him to stop me. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just kind of psychoanalyzing the thing. You know, she just kind of goes further and takes more ground and goes further and further, waiting for him to kind of put it into it and stop. So, you know, stop it in some kind of perverse type of way, you know, and now we kind of wind up in this place, you know what I mean, where finally he gets it and snaps, you know, in front of the whole world, you know what I mean? And we are what we are, you know? So I just wonder how much of that goes into it as well, you know, just a thought. You know?
The thing that's a bad look, because if you're trying to get your husband to be another man, then that's not cool. That means that you don't want to be with your husband.
Right.
You want to be with another man. You want to be with a man that's like that, where if you say jump, he jumps and he goes and gets into fights all night. That's a toxic relationship. Right. That's a very dangerous relationship. It all goes well until your husband gets hurt real bad or killed, possibly.
And you know what I want to see? I want to see the angle from the time he's laughing to the time he walks up there. When did his face change? Mm-hmm. You go from laughter to seeing him walk up there. When did it change? He must look left, see her reaction, and then that makes it even worse. If he'd have just ran up there without looking at her, just this spontaneous, because what happened is you didn't run up there because of Chris Rock's joke. You ran up there because of the way Chris Rock's joke landed. In other words, the way she received it, that's what made you run up there. You heard the joke and was fine with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for instance, if somebody slapped your wife, you'd be on them, right? You don't look at her and be like, oh, did it hurt? Yeah. Oh, that's it. Like the reality, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing what he did, and that's what makes it look even worse.
You know,
it makes it look worse.
You know, we don't know what kind of conversations they've been having because, you know, supposedly they've been working on their marriage, and whether they've been doing that properly or not, I don't know. But, you know, over the years, obviously they've had some conversations, and maybe whatever it is that she needs, maybe he was trying to provide it in that moment. And we
do know the conversations, Derek, because they make sure we know them. I mean, you got
I got a question for you guys. You think Chris Rock is going to let it go, or you think he's going to sue?
He's not going to sue.
He got too much money. He gonna let it go.
It's bad for his career to sue and do anything further.
What do you say, Kelvin? You think he's going to let it go?
I think he's going to let it go just because I think the way he thinks our community, it'll play with our community. That's the only reason.
He'll get
that's the only, and I think that's why he did it at night. Because and there's a segment of our population that be like, it's punkish to do that. You should have handled it. And I think that's the only reason that he said, I don't want to sue him. I don't want to hit. I don't want him arrested.
It doesn't fall under that because Chris Rock is not a street guy.
He's not street. Yeah, Chris. Right. I think
he can do it.
I think he wants this to go away. I think he's going to go on with his life with comedy shit. And it was a blip in his career, a night. And I won't even say his career, it was because he did nothing to harm his own career. And the only thing right now, like, you got these woke pages looking at old stuff Chris Rock did with Seinfeld and all kind of shit, but people forget all the other jokes he did about bringing racial issues up, and they go back to certain things. So I think Chris wants this shit to go away, get back on tour, do his thing, and make movies or whatever.
And he's probably gonna get an inordinate amount of money for that first interview, whoever he gives it to.
Oh man,
yeah. The longer he holds it, the more it's going to be worth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no question.
Yeah. Can't hold it too long though. You know what I mean?
Right.
What up, Mo?
Hey, Mo. What's happening? How you doing, Monique? Yes.
Yeah. No, but I would just ask this really quick before you move on. I would assume, and I've always believed this, when you are out with a woman and or your family, you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
So if let's say two guys step to you, right, and they want your wallet, no gun, no weapon, two guys step to you, they want your wallet, right? You fight them, right?
Yeah.
Now, what if you got your wife?
Whoa! You said they don't have no weapon.
They don't have a weapon.
But did you ask me if I have a weapon?
Okay, so all right, Rodney. In this case, you don't have a weapon, right? But two men physically want to come and they want to rob you or your wallet, and they straight up, we don't have a weapon. You know that, my hypothetical. Mm-hmm. You fight them, right? If your wife and small children are with you, it's different, right?
Correct. It is different
because you're vulnerable. Now you got to protect. It's one thing if it's you and D walking. It's another thing if you got to protect your wife. You can't allow anything. So that changes the dynamic, right?
Yeah. Correct.
So there is a vulnerability. That's why most men used to look at it like treat mine like I treat yours or whatever like that. Have a fair one. But when you got to protect your wife, you can't let nothing happen to her. So you got to sometimes capitulate, possibly, or you got to secure her first before you can deal with them. And that's the vulnerability. He wasn't in this situation. That's the problem.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. She wasn't in any danger.
Right.
At all.
Not at all.
So if the guys, don't bring your woman to comedy shows. I'm telling you now, if you want them soft ass, bitch ass dude, don't bring it to a comedy show.
How about this? Don't go to a comedy club. I've never seen violence at a comedy club. I've been to a lot of comedy. I've never seen anything.
No. Hold up, motherfucker.
Caroline's be popping off.
Really? I didn't know that.
Motherfucker, you ain't been to comedy shows in Brooklyn. Or the Bronx, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true.
I've been to some spots.
I've been to Long Island for that neither, brother. I didn't see it in Long Island.
I've been to some spots, man. So it's like, but real quick.
I like that.
When he says, "I'm fighting as soon as my husband throws the first punch."
Exactly.
That's the queen. That's the queen and the king.
Exactly. He don't need you to do that, though. He don't need you to do that.
But it's been, if you look at hieroglyphics, they always had the queen holding her man's rib, protecting the side. So the queen always protect the king. But Jamie, can you bring up two of those questions, I think, from my man Ray, before we go to our guest?
Ray says, side question: why does everyone have an ad except for Brother Kelvin? Because he just
because I'm not gonna let the system try to hold a brother down. That's how student loan payments. Now, oddly enough, I'm the only one not on social media, and it is a point of contention. People have been getting on me about it. I was just trying to enjoy the last days of virtual freedom, but yeah, I do need to go ahead and get started.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ray checking in. He said, "I don't accept the premise because Shauna with the business. She keeps it raising and the It's out, Shauna. It's out. Yeah, my wife said, Derek knows how the fight is gonna go. Yeah.
Derek, don't sleep on Derek like skinny's ass be boxing.
All I gotta tell you is this: me, Norette, and Derek went to the same gym. We didn't even know it.
Yeah, that's true. I remember you said that. Yeah, I remember that.
That's right.
And you had the same trainer, right?
Had the same trainer.
Same boxing trainer.
Small world, right?
Yep, small world. And he was very good at his job.
Yes, very good at what he did.
Yeah. He's very good at what he did.
Yeah. Southside for life. Southside, we outside, Shauna. Yo, but today we got a guest here tonight that's gonna be blessing our Let's Chop It Up podcast show here. This brother's an entrepreneur. He's straight out of New York. I want to bring him in and we get to talk to our brother Victor Parrish. Jamie, can you bring our brother to the stage, please? Yo, he's on mute. Get him off of mute. There we go. What's up, brother, man?
Welcome, Victor. Welcome. Let's chop it up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this motherfucker got good. He got some money. He got good, nice, white teeth.
There you go.
When I say he got his own money, I mean he got his own money.
White
you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Victor, I gotta ask you. I gotta start it off knowing your backstory. You come from arguably one of the most dangerous zip codes in New York, and to reach the level of success that you did, how were you able to, I guess, avoid a lot of the pitfalls and traps that tend to hurt a lot of us in our communities and still reach that high level of success?
I mean, first and foremost, East New York, right? I mean, I'm born and raised and born and bred there, I say. The streets is what made me who I am today. I think you got to have a little bit of a street smart and book smart, because, I mean, I've been through it all. I've got, 5 siblings, both parents are living good, God bless. But the challenges I faced as a child, man, I mean, the streets was not easy. I mean, I've been through it all. And I could tell you, from living in abandoned buildings to, to it all, to doing stuff on the street that I wasn't proud of, to trying to come up. And one thing I've learned is I live with this philosophy in my life, right? Now that I look back in hindsight, because now I have a 2-year-old son. I'm married now. I got a 2-year-old son, and he's my legacy, right? My son's name is Noah, and he's my legacy. So I think about it like this. All the trials and tribulations that I've had in my life, I think about it like this. Every step I take right now, every decision, every opportunity, every business venture, every action, whether it's from getting up in the morning, I'm thinking about, is what I'm getting ready to do right now fulfilling my goal? Is my future self going to thank me? And on top of that, what I always say to myself is, if I don't want to do something, someone said this to me, and I remember who it was. They were like, imagine your life was like this recording, and everything you did was going to be played by your children and your legacy, and they were going to be watching this video to determine how they should live their life. And that hit me, yo.
That's heavy.
I was like, damn. What if I'm bull driving? What if I'm not getting up, going, hustling? What if I'm doing this? What if I'm doing that? And it's like, damn, my son's going to be watching this, depending upon whether or not he should live a life like that. Am I being a good real model for him? And I'm setting an example. So that every day I think about that. Every single day I think about that.
Wow, good point. Good point.
Yeah, brother Victor, good brother, man. Listen, just so that we can get some context to who you are, man. You know, what is that you do, and how'd you get there? You know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So right now I run 2 companies. I'm a financial coach, and I always say, first of all, I'm not a guru. I don't want to be a guru. I'm not one of these cats out there that want the fame and fortune. I'm a kind of dude that I naturally want to help people thrive, right? And I created this company right here after my son, right? And you know, one of the things I created was I wanted to be able to help people understand and realize that they are their greatest asset. See, you can have excuses or you can have results, but you can't have both. And a lot of people out there right now, they're making excuses about on why they can't live the life they want to live. When the reality is, you've got everything you have and you need on all the potential. So my deal is I'm helping you to unfold that, right? So I created a company, and yes, I do credit restoration and credit repair, but I also teach people how to build up their foundation. I teach them how to build their legacy, right? And they don't have to come from money, because I ain't come from money. My mom was on food stamps. I grew up on food stamps. I know what it's like to go to the corner store and get change for that $5 food stamp, and then get like $3 and change, and then go hang out with your friends because you didn't want to be hanging out with food stamps. I know what it's like that. So I tell everyone that I work with, my clients, and we service hundreds of clients between my consulting company, my credit company, and we teach them ways not only to build their credit, to sustain their credit, establish it, but then leverage that credit to be able to create true generational wealth. Because this is what it is. You've got everything we need. We are all kings and queens, right? The fact is, we got everything we need. Why don't we just go after it?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. What's the first thing I should do? Say I'm trying to build my credit, and I'm listening. I'm inspired by what you're saying right now, brother. Because but what's the first thing that I should be doing right now? Like I want in terms of repairing my credit or improving my credit. What I want to start right now today. What's the first thing I should be doing?
First thing you need to do is go to annualcreditreport.com, right? You need to get that credit report, right? That credit report is going to give you your credit report. It won't give you your credit scores. Your credit scores are different, but you need to see what's on your credit report first, reporting, because here's the deal. 76% of credit reports contain errors. So right now, one of your credit reports has errors. 1 in every 5 of them have errors. So there's probably stuff on your credit report that you know nothing about. Misspellings of your names, addresses, employers, date of births, all that. And what's happening is, what people don't realize is that these credit bureaus, there's nothing federal about them. All they are is credit furnishing agencies, credit report agencies. They're independent of one another. So what they're literally doing is reporting information on you. So they have to, by law, according to the FCRA, right, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, they have to report accurate information on you, period. They have no choice. But the challenge is this. When you look at the credit report, how are you going to be able to understand what's on the credit report, right? There's over 400 pieces of information on the credit report. You may not know about the late payments and this and that. Understanding what credit is, first off, you can go anywhere. You can go on YouTube. You can do all that stuff, right? But when you look at your credit report, right away, you're going to see, all right, I got misspellings of my names, my birthdays, and all that. I had clients that had 13 different names, right? Aliases, also known as, and it wasn't even their fault. What the problem is that these people who are filling out applications on you, they're putting your first name last name first, and they're misspelling it incorrectly. So when they enter it into the database, your name comes up wrong. So when you go apply for a credit card or a loan or application, and a creditor sees your name misspelled, or that you have aliases and all that, they're gonna be like, nah, this person, he got like 4 different names. Nah, he good. You're seen as a risky borrower. No one's gonna want to lend you money, and it ain't your fault, right? So I'm gonna recommend, like before anything, get a copy of credit report. Annualcreditreport.com. You get that free every year. I think twice a year now.
Nice. What is the biggest mistake you see that people make regarding their finances? What's the biggest issue? If you can point it down to one thing.
Not paying themselves first. I literally just did a webinar segment to my clients last night, I think it was. Most people don't pay themselves first. We live in America, right? Fact is, Uncle Sam is always going to get his. See, there's two absolutes in life: taxes and death.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't going to escape none of them.
Right.
So the fact is, we got to learn how to play the system, right? But if you know Uncle Sam is going to be getting his, right? The IRS. This is funny, right? The IRS, THEIRS. They're going to get what's theirs. Theirs. IRS. They're going to always get what's theirs. The fact is that if Uncle Sam is going to get what he gets, you got to think like an entrepreneur, think like a business owner. You got to start paying yourself first, right? I don't want to get all biblical right now, but the Bible says, you pay your first fruits, right? Pay the first fruits. You got to pay yourself first, whether it goes to the tithe, the church, whatever it is, you got to pay yourself first. The only way anyone is going to create true generational wealth or anything for themselves is that they got to start paying themselves first. If you wait to pay yourself last, after you pay your bills and your taxes and all that, you're never going to go rich.
So is that just an incentive-based thing? Just to keep you inspired, or you just need to
like when I pay myself first, do I just go spend it at the club or at the bar? What I do with that?
Explain, Victor, in detail, like what does it mean for the viewers that don't understand what pay yourself first means?
Great question. So here's the deal. When I talk about pay yourself first, you've got financial literacy, right? And basic financial literacy is understanding cash flow, income, outcome, assets, liabilities, right? An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out your pocket. An asset can even give you time. I've learned throughout the last 10 years, I've generated over $20 million for this one company that was able to give me back my time. I've been able to be retired from corporate America for the last 10 years because of my time. So I've been time free, right? Now, when it comes to liability, someone, something, a job, whatever, can take your time. But when I talk about paying yourself first, that's called stewardship. Financial stewardship, right? It ain't about how much money you make. You heard it before. It's never about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep, right? So when I talk about paying yourself first, I'm always telling my clients, hey, look, man, you have X amount of debt, this and this and this. Have you ever thought about paying yourself first? Set aside 10%. 10%. Oh, well, I don't know if I can do that. All right, here's the deal. I'm going to give you a challenge. There's this thing called a 52-week savings challenge. Save $1 a week. The first week, save $1. Next week, save $2. Third week, save $3. Fourth week, save $4. And by the end of the year, you're gonna have about $1,378 saved. But check this: it ain't the money that's of why you're doing it. It's the habit you create.
Correct.
It's the habit. The money is a bonus, because it says it takes 21 days to create a habit or break a habit, and it takes 90 days to create a lifestyle. So I've learned how to pay myself first, whether it's a few dollars here, a few dollars there, and put it into an account where I don't touch it, right? And that touching it, I'm not saving to save. What people don't realize is that right now, if you put money in a bank account, your money is worthless. I do not keep my money in my accounts. Here's why. With the world the way it's going right now, with the inflation going on, fiat currency, I mean, it's ridiculous that your money is losing more value by keeping it in the bank. And I can go in detail. The banks move around money all day long. If you got $1,000 right now in a savings account in your bank, the bank can lend off 10 times more to someone else, because that's called money in motion. That's called.
Where do you keep it?
So yeah, where do you keep it? That's the question.
I keep my money and so I practice something called infinite banking, right? That's one thing I do. I have my money in my.
I've heard that you're talking about that now in internet. Explain what internet banking is.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I've been practicing. So the infinite banking concept was created by a gentleman called Nelson R. Nash. If you want to read the book it's called Becoming Your Own Banker. I've been practicing this for 10 years. And this is the reason why I got into credit. See, I've been the finance guy for over 17 years. I was an accountant for 7 years for corporate America, right? Then for 13 years, I've been preparing taxes, but I realized that, all right, I understand how the tax system works. I know how to lower my taxable income. I know how to save. I know how to invest. How can I truly create generational wealth? And so when I started reading the infinite banking concept, I realized that it's not an investment. It's a financial tool. So what I do is I put my money, I'm about to check this out. What you do is you open up a life insurance policy, right? And by the way, I am not a life insurance advisor. I'm not any of that. So this is for strictly educational purposes. We are just chopping it up right now. So your financial advisor, and all that information for any information if you got, right? So but here's the deal. This is my opinion and what I do and what I practice. The money hits my account, it goes right into my cash value policy. Cash value whole life policy. I put it in there and I'm getting a guaranteed 4% interest every single year. Dividends, right? Then I'm going to borrow from that policy. And when I borrow, let's say I put $10,000 in that policy, I'm going to borrow up to 70%, 80% on that first year, put it into a cash flow investment, real estate, crypto, whatever. You can literally put it in crypto and you can stake your coins. If you want to buy on Coinbase, Nexo, you can literally stake crypto or get into an Airbnb business or get into Turo. You want to put your money into a cash flowing asset that produces cash flow. Then every single month that you put money in and you're generating cash flow, put that money right back into your policy, pay that loan back, and it compounds. But what happens is what people don't realize is that when you borrow against your policy, $10,000, whatever, you borrow $7,000, that $10,000 still is growing tax-free. Not tax-deferred, tax-free. And it's not interrupting the compound. So what happens is you start doing that over and over. You put it through a policy, borrow against it, put it into an asset. You don't just keep the money in the policy because it don't do nothing for you. You pull it out, leverage it, put it into a cash flowing asset, right? Because it has to be a cash flow, cash value policy, right? And as you do that, the more you start doing that, the more you start to create wealth. I'm gonna give you all one tip. If you truly want to create true generational wealth for your family, for your kid, let's say your kid is 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, right? Open up a cash value life insurance policy on your child. Put $3,000 in that policy for 20 years. Your child is set. Your child is set. You got a business, you can pay your child up to $12,000 a year tax-free. Yep. Stop going out and shopping and say to my clients, if you're going to go Christmas shopping, do it the right way. Open up an LLC, open up a business, open up something where you can literally pay the game.
Write it off.
Write it off.
Yep.
Because now you can claim that money you paid your child, but they got to do business. They got to work for your business. They actually got to do something for your business.
Yeah. So Victor, I work in your old neighborhood in East New York. I'm in the hood. I'm between Boulevard and Linden houses. Yes, sir. I run a community center over there. So my thing is like with the population of the people in the area, the income I think rate is maybe like 20,000, 25,000 a year, whatever. So if I had you come in, like just hypothetically thinking, what was the first thing you teach people that make it 25,000? How can not no get rich scheme? We ain't out here scamming. How can they? What should they first thing they should do to level up on their money? Because mostly our communities are not. They're not poor. They're just poorly money managed. Like we buy a whole bunch of stuff, like the Chinese restaurant people that's on Van Sicklen doing pretty well.
Yeah, I grew up on Norwood. I grew up on Fulton and Norwood, right on the J train.
Wow,
so I know, right there. I know exactly where you at, bro.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, like, so what would you tell those people first, man?
So the first thing I'm gonna tell them is you need to fix your credit. Because I think everything begins with credit, doesn't end with credit. But I also believe that credit is the solution to a goal, what you want to accomplish. And besides your social security number, I think your credit score is the most important thing. See, what happens is I went back to the hood a few years ago, right? And I actually, saw my old neighborhood and I saw what's crazy and I wanted to give back. One of the things I wanted to do was when I made it out the hood alive, right? I wanted to go back and teach financial literacy. I went back to my school. I went to IS 302, right there.
Right there on Atlantic, right?
Yeah, Atlantic. And I went to and I went to PS 108. But what people don't know is that I stuttered all my life. I stuttered for 20 years. That's what the hell? So how do you stutter and do it? My biggest area of growth was that I stuttered. I had a stammer. It was like this. That's how bad it was. To the point where I'm like, no one's going to trust me. No one's going to listen to me. But I started building the confidence. If I was there tomorrow, if I was there right now, I'm going to say right now, how many of y'all know what your credit score is? Oh, no, cool. And I'm going to teach them step by step how to fix that credit score, because here's the deal. It could take you 3 to 6 months to fix your credit score. Once your score is fixed, I'm going to help you open up some credit cards and leverage that, because here's the deal. You are your greatest asset. If people learn how to use money, OPM, right, other people's money, they can leverage the crap out of their life. But a lot of us, we're so focused on buying things and liabilities, the cars, the kicks and all that, right? I did all that, the Jordans and the Vances back in the day. I mean, I did all that, right? But the problem is that we are so, and it's, by the way, it's hard. It's challenging to think the way I'm thinking when you're surrounded in an environment like that. Believe me, I get it. Because I remember when I lived in an abandoned building one time, my brother and I, literally for an entire year, no heat, no hot water. We took baths. We had a boil water with one flame. I mean, it was crazy. We had raccoons coming up in the crib. It was crazy. We had to get a BB gun. It was because they were coming through the holes. It was bad. We lived on one air mattress that was old and used, but that made me who I am today. We borrowed this. Listen, we used the same kicks, all three of us, the same kicks. We used one winter jacket for us three.
Wow.
We used money that was counterfeit back in the day. We had no choice. We were in the streets. We had to do whatever we had to do, right? Thankfully, I'm here today. Thankfully, none of that I didn't get caught, right? Thankfully, I've spoken all around the U.S. I've spoken in around the world. I've spoken and I've shared my story, because it's the deal. I believe that when you come from an area like that where the stigma is, well, I don't want to be another statistic. Nah, bro, that's not what it is, bro. I came out the hood because I wanted to do good. And my goal is to go right back and teach people how, look, you are your greatest asset, but you got to start believing that. It's all in the mindset. Your mind is so powerful, but you got to believe that. Believe that you got what it takes.
Coming from there, you must have heard every joke and got teased every kind of way as a kid. Like, how did you deal with that?
Bro, you know what's crazy? Actually, I walked bow-legged, by the way. So I walked funny. I had no hairline. My hair was like Brillo, right? I stuttered, joke after joke. You know what's even crazy? I had my 5th grade teacher. I remember this like it was yesterday. She joked on me. She asked me a question. A student couldn't answer it, and she asked me, and I couldn't get it out, and she laughed.
Wow.
I remember this. She laughed at me, and I couldn't get it out, and she literally said, "Never mind, Victor. We'll go somewhere else."
Wow.
And I was like, I felt so humiliated. And I'm trying to, like that, like this is how I was. And I was like, I remember those things scarred me, but it made me who I am today.
Wow.
Stutter boy, you don't. I heard it all, bro. Brillo head, you walk funny, Forrest Gump. I heard it all, bro.
Wow.
And then thankfully I had one best friend who every time I spoke to someone, he's like, look, bro, I got you, bro. What he meant to say, what he means to say is this. Because think about this, bro. My confidence talking to shorties in school and even high school, junior high school, out the window. It's like, yo, hold up. What he meant to say was, yo, what's your name? Can I get your number? And I was like, yo.
Wow.
Have people in your circle, right, that are down for you. But trust me, I remember every last one of them who teased me, bro.
Right.
I would love to have a high school reunion right now or school reunion. I would love to see where they are right now. I promise. And them girls who played me back in the day, I've seen them. I know where they are. I see how they look, and I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
they all hang at the corner social. All them chicks. That's some ugly ass. Man, I know them throwback chicks.
I'm like, you thought you was hot, but I'm like, I think about it like this, yo. I thank God I didn't get caught up back in the day, right? Or I didn't let that affect me, because it actually affected me But I made a goal for myself that when I was 25 years old, I wanted to speak in front of a stage. I was going to be a public speaker. I didn't know how I was going to do it. When I was 28 years old, I left corporate America. And I remember my first segment, I spoke in 2013 in March in Vegas in front of 7,000 people. And I told my story the first time.
Wow.
That's how I knew my journey came full circle. I just had to be patient, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let me ask you this question about credit cards. So I've heard a couple of theories. Some people say you could take a card, pay everything with it, and then pay that card off. How do you use it? What is the best way, your best advice, how you use your credit cards?
I'm happy you said that, right, and not debit cards, because I think debit cards are the worst, right? I use credit cards because the thing is, once you have a credit card, first off, when your credit is good enough, you have a credit card, you should always get a rewards credit card. They give you miles, points, all that, always. You know, stop getting these credit cards that don't give you no rewards for shopping, whatever. You always use it. The challenge I face is that when you have a credit card and you purchase everything in a credit card, you got to remember to pay that card off.
Mm.
Because what happens is if you don't pay that card off, that balance is going to increase and increase. And what happens is when you go over 30% of your score, it's going to impact it negatively.
Yeah.
What people don't know is that the magic number is 0 to 3%. 0 to 3%. And you keep it lower than 9%, but 0 to 3%, you're good. Every 10% you go up, your score's going to drop about 10 points. Every 10% is going to go up. So what I do is I teach my clients, so look, when you put all your bills if you can on a credit card. But before I get there, I teach them how to manage the debt, how to budget, assets, liability, because here's the deal. I could tell you all day, I could teach you right now how to get $50K in business credit and this all day long. But if you don't know the foundations of how to use it, how to manage the debt, right? OPM, you're gonna get right into debt again.
Right.
And it's gonna be ruined. So you can open up a Capital One. I don't like Capital One too much. The Capital One's a good card, but it's a good card to build credit, right? Chase, Discover is a pretty good card. Some of the best cards that I've had. Actually, I've had Chase. I mean, I love Chase. And Chase, I've been able to travel with my wife and I over the last few years for free.
For free.
Because Chase miles are rewards points.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you know how to leverage that, man, it is so powerful. But the thing is, I've been doing this for a long time. See, before I was an accountant, I was in a real estate game. I was a loan officer. So I was helping clients fix their credit by a big binder, old school, 2004, old school binder. It's not like 18 years ago. So I've been in the game, but now it's like, let me download an app. You're done. But the most important thing to remember is that you have to be disciplined enough to control and manage that money that you have. You have to, because you can spend all the money on the credit card and do all you want and make the points, but you got to make sure to pay at the end of the month.
Correct.
Or pay it before the due date, but you got to make sure it's before the post date.
Let me ask you a question, Victor. So, like I got a business credit card. One thing I love Amex. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm an Amex card guy. I got Chase too, but I'm an Amex guy hard. So Amex, when I had a business with my friend, and they, long story short, when they called me just before the pandemic hit, they said there was a brother on the phone said, "Yo, man, get this card. You have good credit with us. Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Run through your business. They use this credit card instead of using your personal credit." And that was one of the best things that ever happened to me. That I started using the business credit card for everything. And that was so my credit score, I was paying off my credit cards and my credit score was going up and everything that was on the business. Is that good for people that have small business to get the business credit cards and start shifting to that? And also how I see this a lot on social media, people say get business credit. How do people get the business credit?
Yeah, so I think that's the wave. Right? That's the wave. Business credit is the most important thing. I think everyone should start an LLC, right? A small business. Why? Because if you're an employee right now, the tax code was not designed for the employee. It was designed for the businessman, right? For the middle class. And so my whole deal is if you're an employee, cool, but you got to find a side hustle. You got to find something that you can do on the side that will increase your refund, increase and lower your taxable income. So when I talk about business credit, yes, right now by the way, I ain't the business credit guru. I am let me teach you how to leverage the credit to create wealth through different structures. My whole deal is let me help you move money around in motion because the banks do it. Why can't we do it? Right? So when I talk about business credit, yes, you can do it. I think everyone should have a LLC, open one up, side hustle, find something you like to do, right? If you have children, hire them, right? Pay them up to $12,000 a year. By the way, again, I'm not a CPA, consultant CPA and licensed financial advisor, all that good stuff, right? But pay your like your children up to $12K a year, right? On top of that, if you want to invest, right? But the whole important thing is that when you book business credit, it's not attached to your social security number. You can build it where it's not attached to that. And on top of that, you don't got to worry about utilization. Your personal credit, when you run it up over 30%, boom, negatively impacted you. Your business credit, they don't care about that. All they care about is that as long as you're paying your bills on time. That's it. Pay your bills on time, don't go late, and you're good. And then on top of that, business credit, you can get up to 5 times more credit than you would for your social security number, personal credit. That's why I tell my clients, you've been thinking like a consumer your entire life and getting into liabilities. It's time to think like a business owner and start building up assets.
So how do you get the business line of credit for people that have business lines of credit?
Oh, great question. So let's say that you have, my whole deal is I like credit unions, right? I always tell my client, anyone, you need to go to a credit union. If you don't have one, get in one, right? Navy Fed is probably one of the best ones in the planet. Navy Fed is
which one was that? Navy Federal?
Navy Federal. So they call themselves
talk to me, Nick. Give me the give me the sauce.
So Navy Fed is it's called the house of the high limits, right? So what you need to do is the first thing is this: Navy Federal has something called an internal score, right? So they want to see that you're going to patronize and use their services. That you may have a payday score of this and that, whatever, but you need to find out, all right, if you have a business account with Navy Federal, you need to have them and open up, which is here's one way you can do it. Your internal score, first off, your personal score, if it's bad, patronize their services. So get it's called the OOPS, I think it's the optional overdraft protection service, right? Get that. Then what you also want to get is you can get a secured pledge loan. You can do it through personal as well. What happens is when you use their products and services, now Navy Fed is going to build up their internal score. So whether or not your score is 680, 540, 720, their internal score, they're telling, looking at, all right, this person's, patronizing our services and our products. They're buying some stuff here. Let me get a line of credit, right? The cool thing with Navy Federal is that when you apply for them, it's something called like the midnight hack. You can do it online. You can do it over the phone. What happens is when you apply for a credit card with them and you get approved with them, let's say $5,000 over the phone, right? I mean, online, you do it. If you really do it the right way, you can call them up and ask and call them up. What I mean is to call the reconsideration line and you speak to a human being. When they see that like, is it Demon?
Demon.
Demon, right?
Don't you call me Desmond.
Right. D, right? So when they see, all right, D's been, using our products and services, his score is this, his score is that, but his internal score is good. Hey, I see that you were approved for this and that. Well, and then you're going to ask for reconsideration. Hey, I actually wasn't approved for this line of credit. I've been with you guys for a year, 2 years, is there anything you can do? Right? Because here's the deal. When you speak to a human being, there's a whole lot more you can do. Mm-hmm. You can talk to them, say, hey, listen, I love the company a lot. They're great. And they'll reconsider. It always happens. It's happened to me, right? And they can start you at 5,000, but if you call up the number, talk to someone, they can bump you up to $15,000, 25, 30, right? So it's important that you understand that Navy Federal is one of the best, right? Then you got, Penn Fed, which is called Pentagon Fed. But credit unions right now are the best. First, then the commercial banks, because credit unions work on communities, peoples, right? They thrive on that. They're not advertising and all that stuff, although Navy Fed is pretty cool, right? You can get so many high limits, line of credits, business cards, different. The most important thing with Navy Fed is that they're very good on the personal side. They're very good. Their flagship card is cool. Their flagship rewards card is pretty good. And you mentioned Amex, right? Amex is amazing. Once you're an Amex card holder, that one hard inquiry, you can get every other card that Amex has to offer. without having no more inquiries. A hard inquiry is going to affect your score. Once you're in Amex, you're in for life, as long as you don't mess it up. Amex is one of the best. I like Chase, and I like Amex. Amex is probably the best.
Yeah. Another question was Navy Federal. Tell people you got to get sponsored by somebody to get in the Navy Federal.
Yeah, yeah. So you got to have a family member or a relative that actually has served the military, any branch, or get a sponsor code from someone who's been in there.
I'm about to jump the Navy. I'm with USAA because my father was in the Air Force.
Yeah, I had them too.
Yeah, they're a little more conservative than I like. I'm going to go to Navy as well.
Kev, you need to go. You need to go. I'm telling you right now, the main reason why I went to Navy Federal was because my wife and I were getting ready to buy a home. And I knew that they're great with interest rates for car loans, homes, mortgages, and all that, and credit cards. I knew that. I know the strategy. My goal, I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to leverage the amount of credit that I have to open up more policies, to open up and build my generational wealth. My goal is to be able to have my son set when he's 18 years old so you don't have to worry about money. He'll have a job because we'll employ him. He'll go to school to learn the foundations and principles, but his philosophy on money isn't going to be like the way I was when I grew up. Because ain't no one told me about money. I love my family, but my mentor once told me, we've eaten 10,000 meals with the wrong financial planners. And I was like, ain't that the truth? I love my family, but I had to go outside to someone else who had what I wanted. And he coached me. His name is Ed. And he coached me and he told me everything I knew. I mean, to this day, I'm still learning. I'm a perpetual student. So with the whole Navy Fed and all that stuff, I'm still learning. Look, this is the deal. I read. This book right here was my book when I grew up. I've read this book so many times. I mean, and this is like my playbook. This is it. This is like, I believe every 18-year-old, this is what I feel. Every 18-year-old needs to read this book before they graduate. Because in this book, there are many other ones, it's going to teach you the principles on how to think. Right? I think thinking is the most underutilized thing in the world. It's free, but you can think your way out to, success. And that's exactly what I did. Right now, I'm actually reading this one right here, The Psychology of Money. Yeah, if y'all want something that's going to be a complete game changer, pick up this book right here.
A lot of people pick Rich Dad, Poor Dad from the beginning. Everybody picks that book.
This is a CPA right here.
Tax-free
This
wealth.
is a CPA. I read this book 3 times already, and I got it brand new because the other one was messed up. Okay, and I'm constantly reading it. I've read over 100 books. I listen to audios, and if you're not someone who likes to read, that's fine. There's something called Blinkist. It's an app. Download it when you get a chance. It's called Blinkist, and it literally will help you summarize an entire book in about 15 to 20 minutes in about 5-10 points. Blinkist. It's awesome. It's like $100.
You don't need that because this generation ain't reading, bro.
They ain't reading, man.
They're not reading. They're not. They can't. If it's longer than 2 minutes, they can't.
Right.
Focus. Is it? I think it's the new weed.
Right. I mean, like, it's a deal, bro. Like, I mean, the fact is that we live in this world now where every day is changing, man, and we're gonna have to learn how to become an asset, bro. The system is broken. I personally believe the system is broken, and we have to. Like, we got what it takes. If you ain't reading, my mentor told me, look, hey, Victor, you reading? No. Why not? Every problem you ever had and whatever faces in a book, pick it up. And I'm like, okay. And then when I started reading, I started realizing, like, yo, information costs, but it pays for itself.
Yeah.
And my success in life is where it is now because I've read and I've grown and I've become the person I am.
What is one of the biggest traps that you think people fall into financially? I will say I think one of the things that I've noticed is young people oftentimes want the car that either they can't afford or don't understand that it's just a completely depreciating, probably the most depreciating asset you can have. But from your perspective, what do you think the biggest trap is financially that people make a mistake in early on?
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Mm-hmm.
Was that?
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know who they are, man, but they probably somewhere off. Something like that, chilling in Cabo or whatever. I've learned the hard way. I remember I had a multiple 6-figure year one year, and I bought the BMW, the coupe, right? I bought the crib, right? I did all that. I went on these crazy vacations when I realized that those things don't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that real quick. I was driving a sports car. I was in the Balenciagas. I had the crib with the fire pit, and I did that. And I'm like, part of my friends, none of that shit mattered to me. I'm like, none of this matters. So the trap is, people think social media is real life, and it's not real life. It's not real life. A lot of people, they out here camping, talking about this and that. No, they rent those cars.
Reach your own, brother.
They are renting cars. They renting all, and then these young cats, they look at all these things talking about, oh, that's the life. The thing is, perception, they say, is reality. Perception is false reality. And that's the thing where I feel like if you were a real model, celebrity, athlete, the next generation's got to understand, like, yo, financial literacy. Don't teach them about how to get the cars. Teach them how to start a business so that the business profits pay for that car. You feel me? Like, that's what it is. Like right now, my mentality is I don't spend anymore. I spend stuff on courses, books, literature, mentors, and all that. Why? Because wife's a spender. She's also a saver. I'm the one that will spend 10 G's on a coach, 5 G's over here on this. Why? Because I know that eventually the next person is either lazy enough that they won't do it. So when I do it, I'm going to charge them. Because now, if they want that same success recipe, well, guess what? I took the time to learn it. I invested in it, and I know exactly what it takes. So here's my price. By the way, I will never lower my price, but I will always increase my value. Always the value. And I love what you guys are doing. Why? Because it's 4 brothers talking on a show, real stuff. This is authentic, genuine stuff that people need to hear. Like, and that's the reality of it. I have here's the deal. I have clients talk to me all the time and they go, look, bro, they're everywhere. So I go, look, what's your major goal? They tell me the goal. I said, what's been stopping you from getting there? They tell me the major goal. And they go up and tell me all this stuff. And for the next 30 minutes, they're telling me all their problems. I said, you haven't came up with one solution in the last 30 minutes. And I tell them, it's time to be solutions oriented. Let's relearn. Let's unlearn everything you thought you knew about money, about this and about that. And start finding ways to invest into yourself. So that's the biggest, listen, if you want the maximum upside, minimum risk, invest in yourself. That's what I'm going to tell you. And that's exactly what I'm going to leave y'all with. The best investment is the investment in yourself.
Hey, Vic, Jamie, can you bring up the question Monique had, man? I want to make sure we get people to comment.
For sure.
Yeah, if I use my credit card and pay it off when it hits my statement, is my credit still being damaged?
So that's a good question. So there's 2 things. There's a statement. Make sure the statement day is the post date, because while people come up, what they do is they'll pay it on the due date. And let's say so give me an example. Let's say today is April 6th, right? Let's say today was my due date. I pay my card off, but the statement date is April 10th, right? I don't know that, but I pay my card on the due date. Check this out. And now I'm back to a 0 balance. On the 9th, which is this is this Friday, right? On Saturday, I go to the club with the fellas, run the card up in a tab, got a balance. April 10th comes around, my balance is now at $400. That gets reported to the credit bureaus. Boom. So you basically paid your balance off to 0, which is excellent, but you ran it up because you didn't pay it before the statement date. So what I would recommend doing is calling up a credit card company and asking what's the statement date or the post date, and pay at least 3 to 4 days before that. So you give yourself some time to be able to reflect. And don't make the payment, right? And don't pay it until a day or 2. If you got to use the card, use it 2 days after the statement date and go to cycle again. Because now you technically now have 60 days, 30 days, right? But 60 days to make the payment back. If you go 29 days late after your due date, you won't get charged with a late fee, right? Right. You will not get reported to the credit bureaus. It's when you go 30 days late. So the hack is you use the card, pay it off prior to the statement date, and now you have an entire 60 days to go use another person's money to go leverage and create some assets for you. Don't buy things, don't buy stuff.
Victor, what if you already, and this is just hypothetical, what if you already have a mortgage, but you got to move away from the natives? So you got to buy a house somewhere else. I'm just saying, because that's what people are thinking at home. So you already have a mortgage, but you're going to have to just move because the natives don't know how to act. You know, I'm not talking about myself. You know, I'm just saying other people out there. Not me, somebody like me wants to know. So what do you do in that situation? Because obviously you can't just buy 2 houses at one time. Well, I couldn't. So how do you? What do you do? How do you leverage that?
Right. So, great example. So let me say, I'm gonna use it from my opinion. Again, everything I'm saying is solely from my opinion and my opinion only. Right. So if I'm living in a place, a home that I purchased, and my neighbors are ghetto, whatever it is, and they just bad. Like down the block is terrible. Right. I'm out. Right. Well, first off, I'm not selling. Even though right now it's a seller's market and it's going on, I can get some money from my property. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a way where I can Airbnb that. Right.
Gotcha.
Let's say it's a 1 family. 2 family. If it's a 2 family, you can live on the bottom one. Live on the bottom, right? Part-time, rent, and then rent the top 2. Let the tenants pay for the mortgage.
Right.
I would never like just sell a home because now the asset is there. You want to have an asset that you can have cash flow, and that home can build you cash flow. So rent it out if you can, but don't sell it though. And if
you rent it out, and then if you want to buy something else, or do you just rent somewhere else? So how do you do it? I mean, what would you?
What I'll do is I'll rent it out, right? And with the profits, go buy another crib or rent somewhere else, build up enough equity in that place, right? Pull it out, right? Take the profits from that place. I rent part-time, like temporarily. And I take the profits from that and go put a down payment somewhere I wanted to go.
Got you.
Nice community.
Okay.
So Vic, where can people find you? I'm sorry, go ahead. You want to say something, Vic?
Away from the natives. Far away.
Oh, you got to get away from the natives. That's the truth.
Hey man, I like saving the natives.
Y'all can find me on that's my handle right there at VictorJParrish.com on Instagram, Facebook. That's my website right there. We offer free credit consultations. We offer a lot. Check out the website. And honestly, if y'all have any questions, shoot me a DM. I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help you. That's my goal.
Now, Victor, do they get you or they get somebody that works for you? How do you get in front of it? You get in front of Victor yourself.
Great question. So I got a team. So you'll get some of the team, but if you want me, make sure you say I want to.
Because the Let's Chop It Up viewers want Victor. That's what they
yeah. I just followed your Instagram. I just followed your Instagram. I want you. I don't want.
Right. So my personal Instagram is all me. My business pages are my team. But if you want me, hit me up on my personal page, and I will respond directly to you.
Victor, before they forget, D is gonna want to know your top 5 in hip hop. If you have a top 5, D is that right, D? We have to ask, right?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, this is just what it is, bro. My
no particular order.
No, my favorite rapper is Fabulous. Why? Because I'm from Brooklyn. I love Fab, right?
Damn, over Jay-Z? God damn. Over Biggie?
Well, listen.
Let's go.
I like Hov. So it's Fab, Biggie, Pac, Jay-Z, M. In that order.
Wow.
And here's why. And so here's why. I vibed out with Fab because Fab was coming up when I was coming out the hood. And everything he was saying, I resonated with that.
Personal connection.
Biggie, because Biggie is what it is. Pac is Pac, right? And then and then Jay and M, because M is just the white boy he has some lyrics. He's
nasty.
The best lyricist in the game. So
Yo, that was the fastest we ever had somebody answer. I'm gonna tell you that.
I just know I love hip hop. As a matter of fact, I got a playlist of all of them when I go to the gym. All of them. So that's how I know I listen to them often. That's exactly what it is, fellas.
Vic, we thank you for your time, man. We truly appreciate the information and knowledge that you give to the folks, man. We need more brothers like you on the front lines giving this information, this knowledge, and these keys, these gems. So we appreciate your time,
appreciate you, fellas.
Thanks for coming
on.
All
right, Vic.
We're gonna have you back, brother. We're gonna have you back.
Let's get it.
Hit me back.
Peace, brother. Peace.
Hey.
On the top.
Well, we got to go to our commercial break, and I'm not gonna say it, but Kelvin's friend, she know what it is. Jamie, take us to commercial, brother.
Hi, I'm Dawn Kelly, and I'm the founder and CEO of The Nourish Spot, a healthy food and beverage haven in Southeast Jamaica, Queens, chosen in 2019 as Micro Business of the Year by the U.S. Small Business Administration. My adult children, Jade and Owen Duncan, and I established the Nourish Spot to provide affordable access to healthy produce, to help our neighbors combat chronic diseases, to provide jobs for a diverse community youth. And it's no secret that small businesses play a critical role in the local economy. It's also proven that community is vital to the growth of small businesses. So come, let us nourish you at the Nourish Spot. We're open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 6, and Saturdays, 10 to 6 p.m.
Yo, welcome back to Let's Chop It Up. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Like and subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Our brother Victor, that was dope, man. Really dope.
Good guess.
A lot of information to us, man.
Absolutely. People be surprised when he's talking about paying yourself. You'll be surprised how much if you just contribute $5 a day to the right investment, you'll be surprised in 10 years how much money you got stacked in there. And I think $5 a day is like $155 on a 31-day month. I mean, you F up more than $150 a month. Trust me.
You do. Even if people did, like, I tell my young boy at my job, man, he always messed up. If you just put $50 a paycheck away, he worked part-time with me and all this. Just put $50 away, bro. Just don't touch it. But they can't. What Victor said, the Instagram got them so crazy, man. Every week, brother spend. As soon as he paying somebody else. It bothers me, bro. I mean, I want to choke him. It bothers me so much.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, because this generation is get money fast, spend money fast. But for the viewers out there, look up something called dollar cost average. That's what you have to look at, and you'll see that you can set it and forget it, and it will take you a very long way.
Yo, for the viewers out there that buy them damn high price bags, $3,000 bags, you never have $3,000 in the bag. So don't buy $3,000 out there in the bag. I don't understand that shit, man. I'm like, these chicks be in the club with $3,000 bags. I'm like, you ain't got 300 in the bag.
Correct. Barely, some cases, barely had enough money to get in the club.
Yo, my young boy, he got the same shoe. Victor was talking about Balenciaga sneakers, whatever. I think it's just like a stack or more, a little over a stack.
$1,500 or something.
Yo, and I'm like, dude, you don't even make that a week.
Yeah.
But it's like he said, it basically the mentality. So what happens is sometimes you grow out of it, but if you're really smart, you'll listen to somebody that already grew out of it, and then you'll follow what they do. You know?
Monique said she get no scroll. That's right. We'll scroll free episode. Remember that?
Monique, you got your own business. You're not the people I'm talking to.
See, correct.
I'm talking to the natives. I'm not talking to motherfuckers that got shit going on for themselves. I'm talking to natives.
He's talking to people who buy things they can't afford.
There you go.
Now, if you can afford it, then that's different. But if you can't afford it, if basically you gonna buy a $1,000 bag and you make $200 a week, something's wrong with that.
Right.
I know one thing. I know one thing coming off this conversation with Victor, man. I'm going to holler at Navy Federal, man. You know,
there you go.
I had Navy Federal.
Yeah, I gotta call my boy.
I've heard nothing but great things.
Yeah, I gotta call my boy up about that one.
Yeah. Thank you, Money.
No scroll, take the scroll back.
No scroll this week.
And I was glad he touched on the part about the credit cards, that if they're not giving you nothing back for having that card, you do not take. The thing is, me and my wife moved the way we do because we burning points on credit cards. That's why we can go anywhere. It'd be free.
Yo, I got mad. I got Delta, American, all these.
I'm with D too. That Amex, I love Amex.
I love Amex.
They on your side. Forget the consumer. I mean, the store. They on your side.
Yep. And that's why a lot of bootleg stores don't take Amex. The motherfuckers Amex don't play no games.
No.
Shit on that shit. They say gone. Don't worry about it.
They gonna tell you nothing. Don't owe Amex no money because they'll come knock on your door. They knock on your door. They be sitting by your car waiting for you when you come out.
But the first thing people have to understand is credit cards is not free money. And see, that's what when you first get it. My first card was I think an A&S card. That's how old I am. An A&S card that was like $100 limit. I was like, I mean, all I gotta do is pay $20 a month. I'm good. Burned that $100 that day.
Yeah,
my brother struggling.
Yeah.
Took you a year to pay that $100 off.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I paid them $10,000 back.
Yeah.
Shout out to my girl Dina for shouting me out.
Monique said I should have asked him with a business credit card, do you need an EIN number? Yeah.
No, they didn't ask when I got Amex. They didn't ask me for my EIN.
Wait, hold on. The EIN is the credit. Is the
that's your tax ID
number for the business, right?
Yeah.
You do need an EIN for your business.
You need it for the bank account.
For the bank account, not for the credit card.
Right.
Yeah. So what they do?
That's my girl right there, man. What? Say it again.
They gave you a business card based on your personal credit with them already?
It was with my base. I had personal credit. I had Amex. I mean, I had Amex in college, and then I kind of got rid of it because I wasn't really ready for it back in 91, 92. They hollered back me in the early 2000s, and I've been with them ever since. I really never leave home without it.
Yep.
But yeah, man. So let me see what we got. Let's have some fun in some games. We used to have some fun right there. Let's have some more fun in games, man. So it's this guy I never heard this dude before. We got a video. This brother at his funeral. This happened. This guy named Gunu, rapper. I never heard of him. I don't know what song he has. He looked like a Gunu. Anyway, this brother, I don't know how he got murdered. Somebody had a funeral for him. This is a unique funeral. This brother wasn't laid out. This brother was standing up. Jamie, can you play the video for us?
Still bigger to the street. Rest in peace, young Gunu. And then for the cheese. Yeah, I told you that I never thought it. Yeah, my niggas, we the last ones left, and life goes on.
What the fuck?
Listen, they kept the motherfucker eyes open too. That's if you don't notice that. That shit fucked me up. Like this motherfucker eyes was open. Like I don't know if I could have been in the club with this motherfucker eyes open looking at me.
Hey, man.
Kelvin, please say it.
Kelvin, please. Kelvin.
Hey, Kelvin, say it.
Okay, so y'all gonna just alley-oop it to me, right? Because y'all already know I mean, let me tell you something.
Rest in peace. Let's rest in peace.
First of all, yeah.
He ain't resting yet. He's still out.
In the club. He's in the club.
I mean, that is one of the most eeriest. I mean, that was about the eeriest visual I've seen. That look, and I just think, you know, there's some of his fans actually feel that his family shouldn't allow that disrespect. You know what I mean? And I just thought it was just a bad look. I think it looks ominous. I think, first of all, it was the body embalmed. Like, I don't even know that they would embalm a body and do that. I don't know.
No, you do anything that whatever the people paying for, correct, you would do.
Yeah, I just think that but again, what I'm realizing, D, is the mentality is so different. You know, I always look at it very surface level, just the natives, just don't know how to act. But there's a mentality. There's somebody that really feels that they're paying some type of homage to the person that's there. And I think it looked ridiculous. But that is definitely Native 101. Like, if you're gonna take a native course, that's where that you find that in the first chapter. I mean, it just looked ridiculous.
Case study, basically.
You know, like I used to think when we first started the show that we were going to run out of stuff to talk about, but I realize now the natives are going to keep us busy.
Oh yeah,
that is some spooky shit right there. Another thing too, like, how does the club get away with doing something like that? They got a dead body.
I assumed they rented the whole out just for them, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
You would think, yeah.
Yeah,
you have to, I would assume.
Cater to the client, man.
If I'm the club owner, I'm like, yo, I know he's gonna be packed because natives gonna buy liquor, pour it out for him. Come on in, bring his cold
bar.
I'm just glad he didn't
bring his cold ass in there.
He can still get in the fight.
Yeah.
Wow, man! Wow.
That motherfucker was DOA.
Sophia just texted me.
The funeral home rented the space.
Sophia just texted me, said they did it and coming to America too. At least he started out alive, though.
Technically they did. Yeah. Technically they did. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I can't remember nothing from that corny ass movie.
I got to admit, that hurt me.
But look, man,
is this a job for Slave Ghost?
Yo, I think we got our first episode right
there.
Wow, we can't have
Slave Ghost comes in, shuts the club down, makes everybody leave, and
ooh. I'm telling you, man, that's shit. I'm telling you, Slave Ghost gonna be the shit.
Slave Ghost may have an opportunity here.
Hey, man. Listen, man, to each his own, though. You know what I mean? We always say, I've heard it said, listen, when I die, don't be sad, throw a party. You know what I mean? And this is what it looks like.
That don't mean you gotta be at the party. That don't mean I want to be there at the party.
Oh man.
Hey, he's going. It was a great party.
2 Chainz said, bury me at the Louis store.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yo, this motherfucker took it to the club. He wanted to buy.
He literally took it there. Yeah.
Yeah, he took it to the club. Listen, man. Listen, everybody has their own thing, man. But I don't know. Anyhow, Jamie, where we going to? Okay. There was a teacher that called the police on 2 students for showing up late to college, late to the class, not late to college, 2 minutes late to the class, and she called the police on them. So Jamie, play the video, please.
2 black students had the police called on them today at Georgia State's Perimeter campus in Newton County for being 2 minutes late to class. You heard me correctly, 2 minutes late to class, and they had the police called on them. When the professor then asked them to leave, Taylor responded and said, "We paid to be here." The professor, Carissa Gray, then responded, "Okay," and left the room. When she returned with 2 armed police officers. The woman cop, whose name I do not know, proceeded to grab Taylor's things and try to forcibly remove them from the room. They then said that if they did not leave, they would be charged with trespassing. When the students arrived to the classroom, the door was wide open. They were allowed to enter, walk all the way to their seats, sit down, and proceed to take out their things to take notes. The woman police officer proceeded to hold on to Taylor's things until Taylor agreed to leave. She then went down to the advisement center to figure out who it was that she could talk to file a report. She was directed to go to the department head of Professor Mason, who then told Taylor that her only 2 options were to either stay in an environment that she didn't feel safe in or take an F. When we went across the street to the other building to file a complaint with the student life department, we were then informed that this was not the first time that the police had been called on a student for something irrational. Taylor also disclosed that she felt as though this action taken by Professor Carissa Gray was in retaliation to an earlier event that happened earlier on in the semester. Time and time again, we've seen the police being weaponized against black people. Calling the police on 2 students for being 2 minutes late to class is extremely unreasonable and dangerous. Both of the students, a woman and a man, started crying because they were so terrified of what could happen to them. Please share this video. I'm trying to spread this story so that people can know what's going on. Stuff like this cannot keep happening to Black youth in America. Stop weaponizing the police against Black people.
Why did that teacher call the police on those two titties? I mean, two students. Two students. How many two students?
Yo, I didn't hear a word she said. I was
What are we talking about?
What the hell?
What just happened?
What just happened? Did somebody say something?
I don't know. I was distracted. I mean, oh yeah, it was about some students.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
all I was thinking about was two big teardrops dipped in chocolate. I don't know.
Man, I mean, first we find the pussy, and then we got some titties.
I think obviously you could tell there was something more behind this. Yeah. Now it used to be professors would be like, "You're grown, so you come and go as you please. You get the syllabus. You know my office hours. That's it. You know, nobody. It wasn't high school. You were able to come and go. I've left class early, or I didn't ever really get to class late, but I would leave class early when I needed to." And so there was obviously something else going there. And so I could tell the professor must have said something like, if you're not gonna be on time, don't come to the class. And they came. But it's still a gross overreaction. It makes no sense for that. For someone to actually call law enforcement with two students come to class, especially 2 minutes late. It's not like you're disrupting class. The first 2 minutes, people usually are still getting either settled or taking attendance or whatever the case is. So I just think it makes no sense to have called the police, but I do think there's probably more to it, something that we don't know. But either way, I think it's inexcusable.
Rob, put your eyes back in your head.
Hey, Dean, that's hard. Those some nice little young.
All I gotta say is, I'm sure if she was late, she would have got in the class. They would have let her in, all three of them.
Yo, listen, I mean, you're right. My thing is, like, sometimes we educated by white folks, and I know Kelvin, you be getting on me in my pro-black stuff about going to historical black college. The gym I ever got in class was a guy named Dr. Funderburg.
I saw him leaning forward. Rob was leaning forward. He was looking down.
I was trying. No, listen, man. Come on, let's face the facts, man. She shot that video intentionally to distract us.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Come on, that's not fair. I don't even know what she was talking about. The only thing I know a little bit because it's something about what Kelvin said, but I don't know what she was talking about.
It was Charlie Brown, like wah 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 wah.
What you say right there, Rob?
She said, right. Rob, put your hand.
Nah, I'm not doing that. My hands up. My hands up.
Rod is not playing pocket poker.
No, I'm not playing pocket poker.
Pocket pool, rather.
But seriously, what was that about? What the hell was she talking about?
Now, D, what was your experience with your professor?
I'm over here daydreaming.
Dr. Funderburg, he said when I came, so it was his gyms. He drove home, and I liked the historical black college. When I came to class late, he said, "Brother Pearson," and he's looking down, never looked up at me. The guy was dressed sharp, very smooth guy. He said, "Brother Pearson," he said, "What time is it?" He said, "It's supposed to be 11 o'clock class. I came at 11:05. I said, "It's 11:05, Dr. Funderburg." He said, "Well, brother, you too late for today, too early for tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow."
Wow.
That was it. I understood. I was late. I fucked up. Let me go.
But see now
no police was called. No nothing.
But see now that's the deal though. With these two, in this instance, they jumped bad with the professor, right? Mm-hmm. So they was like, "Listen, we paid XYZ. You know what I mean? We should get in this class." And I could see the back and forth going, you know what I mean, what's happening. Right. Mm-hmm. And then when the police show up, it's all tears. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like it's a little different. You know, I'm just having that in my head. You know what I mean? Like, all right, y'all going on. And I understand, I get it, you know what I mean? Two minutes. I believe you pay as much money as you pay, you should be allowed to come in and sit in that class and, you know.
As long as it wasn't a distraction.
Exactly.
And not only that, I get the impression it's not the first time they was late. I would assume.
And that's what she alluded to, that there was a early instance in
and then the other thing, the police were not called because they were late. The police was called because they wouldn't leave. So that was it's a little misleading. Yeah. But this is the thing. I remember Virginia Union University, my first semester, my only semester at Virginia University, we were in, I don't know why this happened. It's funny, when you check in and all the parents are there and everything like that, everything is really, really good. The parents leave later that week when you're just getting settled into school. For some reason, they went and like raided our dorm. They like, everybody get to the auditorium. They came to the dorms like 1 a.m. Everybody had to get up. We have sleep. You got to walk over to the auditorium. And these cops was just going in. These black cops, like, y'all think this is a game? You'll go down to Richmond lockup right now. You're like, what happened? To this day, I don't know what happened. They literally got everybody in there. It just blitzed on us, and they were the cops. They literally came in, and they was like, if your roommate out here, raise your hand. Some people roommate wasn't there. They went back and woke them up and stuff. So when law enforcement is called, especially in an environment when you're like on campus or something, it's kind of jarring. This is not the campus police. This is actually law enforcement that comes in, and I don't know what type of tone they're trying to set, but I can tell you, it was, the guy had us convinced we was going to jail, and we didn't know what we did.
Yeah, but that's been before people know the rights and laws now. But another thing, when I did a lot of historical college tours, and the one thing they always said, you'll pay for an F, and that's all the teacher professor could have said. They give the syllabus with the attendance rate, and
right,
and that could end the whole conversation. But anyhow, let's move on.
Yo, I'm impressed with you guys. I don't understand how you guys came up with all this. I don't even know what the fuck she was talking about. I'm impressed that you guys were able to soak up some sort of information. I'm still lost, man. I apologize to the audience.
Look what Dina said.
He said, Rod, you about to take a nap before that girl came on the screen.
Yeah, I apologize to the audience. I was distracted. I don't know what was going on. So, but my brothers took care of it for me. Thanks, guys.
we got some more people that think they could be comedians, and now they get upset because they're a public figure, and people can't crack jokes on them. So T.I. got into it with a young lady down in Atlanta that was hosting an event, hosting a comedy show.
Look.
And so, Jamie, can you go to the video?
When you stop talking about it, when you stop playing with me and mine, I'ma stop saying something. Nigga, ain't no motherfucking case, ain't never been no motherfucking case, cause I ain't did nothing wrong, and my wife ain't did nothing wrong. And if you keep on playing with me, nigga, I'm gonna motherfucking continue to confront you publicly, verbally.
First of all, happy Abort Day. We've never had a forum on crime. T.I. is innocent. I truly believe it. Get it up for him. There is no charge.
I don't want to hear none of that shit. Don't play with me about that.
I haven't put his
Hey. Don't play with me about that.
I'm not. The one thing I am is a comedian. I'm not playing with you. See, now you're getting misunderstood. This is not a rap battle. This is not that. This is a motherfucking comedy show. And be clear, if I want to make jokes about something, I'll make jokes about something. Absolutely. And no, you're not going to tell me to shut the fuck up. It's my shit. This is my shit. Be very clear. This is my
No, it ain't. Get it back.
So apparently T.I. can supposed to be a comedian, but can't dish it out. I mean, can't take it, only can dish it out. So any thoughts, y'all? I'll tell you now, my jokes, motherfucker run on me gonna get 2 piece. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. You know what? Let me say this. He's not only embarrassing himself, he's disrespecting people's art form, because even the thing he went through with Godfrey when they talked on the podcast and all that stuff like that, he's really like this idea of coming in. There's actually no humility with him. You don't interrupt someone else's show. That stage is sacred to those comedians. And he is not a comedian. He is a rapper trying his hand at comedy. And I just think it's just really embarrassing. I always used to say this. T.I. is probably one of the smartest dumb people I know of, or one of the dumbest smart people, because he will say some things that make a lot of sense, and then his actions will be some of the dumbest things ever. But that actually made no sense. What gives you the right to stand in front of the stage, commandeer the person's show, take a microphone and cut them off in the middle of the show? That makes absolutely no sense. And then I don't know, if I was a comedy club owner, I would not invite him. I would not put him on the bill. Now, obviously, people want to go to see him because he's famous and not funny.
That's why.
Right, but I wouldn't compromise that. I would think that I would owe it to the other comedians more so not to just dilute or taint the product like that. And I think that's what he's doing. I think he's really embarrassing himself.
Yeah, well, comedy. If you're a comedy club owner, you're gonna let T.I. in. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna jump on whatever stage, little tiny stage that there is. He's gonna jump on it because he's gonna have the clout. And and no new, there's no such thing as bad publicity sometimes. You know what I mean? In this situation, that's between them. They're doing big things at the club. If I'm a club owner, well, we're doing big things down here. T.I. comes down here, and we got a little controversy, what have you. So he's going to be able to go there. But I agree with you though, Kelvin. T.I. doesn't need to show. T.I. is not a good comedian. He's not a comedian. For some reason he wants to run in the comedian circle. And the first thing that you're gonna have to learn, man, you have to learn to take a joke, man, because you're in the joke business. They're gonna, you know what I mean? Those things are gonna be floating around. You're gonna get hit with one every now and then. You know what I mean? And we know that comedians, they have to push the envelope. That's just what they do. They have to push the limits. You know what I mean? The good comedians are able to push it to the limit and find the edge, so to speak. And sometimes you're just gonna have to tell you're just gonna get a taste of that, and it seems like he's got some growth to do in that area, So good luck.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead, Ronnie.
No, you want to go? Do you go?
Oh yeah. So I think T.I. I think to me it's kind of perfect timing because for people that don't know, T.I. is gonna be on a comedy tour with not Earthquake, but a whole bunch of comedians here at the Barclays coming up this weekend. This weekend with I think Michael Blackson, a few other comedians, D-Ray. Whole bunch of them gonna be at the Barclays Center here in New York City. So it might be perfect time to get some controversy so it could come out. People come out and see if T.I. is going to address it and say anything about that.
But that's the problem. So again, even these seasoned comedians are so desperate to make sure that somebody fills those seats that because you wouldn't allow anybody else that's been doing comedy for 3 or 4 months to be on a bill with these seasoned comedians. You wouldn't let anybody else do it. So this is what they get. So he's not going to follow the protocols and the things of working your way up and things. There's certain things that you should have enough respect for. He's not even coming in humble. When they had the exchange with Godfrey, and Godfrey saying, well, the way it works is when the headliner finishes, no one goes on after him. Those rules, they don't apply to me. Now, you literally going to tell a comedian that's been doing this 25, 30 years, the rules that are set in comedy clubs, the protocol or the decorum that you should be learning, it doesn't apply to you. Because you're a platinum selling artist.
And then what happens if you bomb? Because every single comedian that's ever lived, man, they had to bomb at least one good time.
If you listen to him, the way he talks, he get up there with the mic, he's very, very slow, very, very calculated. To me, getting up there telling stories does not mean jokes. I hate when comedians give it to somebody. I don't tell jokes. I just talk about my life. I don't hear about your life unless it's a form of a joke. Because that's what you do.
Adina says, does she know T.I. is crazy? She better say sorry and have several seats while she can still walk. Where's T.I.? Where's Tiny? Yeah. 2 pieces in a buttermilk biscuit.
Well, hope Tiny's find a new plastic surgeon.
What's good? What's good, Shook?
CJ, what up, man?
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. I hope you find a new surgeon, man. God damn, she started to look like more and more like my man, Smokey Robinson. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
One thing these celebrities got to understand, right, which now everybody's getting sensitive when a comedian says something that they don't like. Guess what? This is what comes with being a celebrity.
Exactly.
This is what comes with it. I find it hard to feel a little sorry for a guy that makes millions of dollars. I feel sorry for people that got to go to work every day and do jobs that they hate because they got to support kids and a family and a household. But you guys, you've made so much money, you can actually walk away from being a celebrity or entertainment and then never have to work again. But this is what comes along with it. T.I.'s case was public. If she made a joke about it, if it was about the charges or whatever, I noticed he focused on the charges. He never said it didn't happen. But there's a difference in that statement. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can't be this guy. Now, I want to be sensitive about this case and I don't want nobody talking about it. That's not the way it works. The press is talking about it. Social media is talking about it. Do you got enough energy to go around and confront all these peoples and these tabloids and social media and all these people that's talking about it? No, you don't have that much energy.
Well, I got a better question, Rodney. Can she walk up and take a microphone out of his hand on one of his tours?
But I will give her a lot of credit. She stood up to him. She didn't back down.
Right.
She kept talking. And then he came up on the stage which to everybody's looking now. You see the bouncers came into the picture because you're going on the stage now. Where anybody else, if they had just a regular person had walked on the stage, they would have pounced on him, thinking he was going up there to hit her. You know, so you know he's using his clout to take advantage of certain situations, and then that's not cool. It's not cool at all.
100%.
Yeah. So another comedian that they Monique and Lee Daniels, they actually made up. Jamie, can you play the video for us, please? Is this a picture?
Oh, that's a picture.
Oh, it's a picture. Okay. So the story is that Monique was performing in Staten Island, and Lee Daniels came on stage. He apologized. He said it was his best friend. For all the things he did, all the things she went through. They cried a little bit, they laughed a little bit, and then they said, "Let's go make some money together." So they're gonna be starting to work together. And I think that was really being an adult. It was too many years. It was over a decade now. They was arguing, right, going back and forth about this.
Yeah, I think it's 12 years.
Yeah, and I think certain things can always be fixed. And I'm glad they became adults and was like, let's get some money. Let's stop having this divide. We can make more money together than being apart. So I'm happy, and I hope Monique gets what's due to her and everything like that. And and I think Lee Daniels is starting to really check himself with a lot of things he did. We saw what he did to Dame Dash and all kinds of stuff like that. So I think
he got a little too Hollywood. That's
I think he had to come to Jesus moment. Like, okay, let me figure this out. So
No,
the reconciliation is always good.
I agree 100% with everything you said. He did the right thing by cleaning it up. You know, he made a mess and he cleaned up. It took him too long to clean up the mess, though.
I'm proud of Monique for standing on her square, though. For
correct.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was always behind that sister. You know, sometimes you can't see a thing in the moment, and I was kind of disappointed that so many people did not support her. You know, as I saw it, but you know what, man, that's just the way it is. Sometimes you got, you want to make an omelet, you got to crack some eggs, and you got to make a way. So she had a bigger picture in mind. So salute to her for sticking it out.
Definitely.
You have to respect that. Yeah, you gotta respect that. I mean, and hope I don't still think she deserve the top money she wants. She ain't that goddamn funny to me, but anyhow.
But she stuck to her guns, man. It's about negotiation.
I tell you, Will Smith ain't run up on Monique either.
No. Ain't nobody run up on.
He'd have left that stage with one eye less. She would have scratched his eyes out.
You see what she did to Precious. That was a big fucking girl, goddamn it. That motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's Silverback.
No scroll.
These scrolls is rolling over into next week. The whole show gonna be like 8 minutes of straight scroll. So
all right. Listen, man, for people don't know, it's a baseball a future Hall of Famer, Albert Pujols. This is the brother right here. This guy's one of the best baseball players of all time. He's getting a divorce from his wife, and I guess he served a file for divorce after she was having brain surgery. Your thoughts? I'm gonna tell you what I think. They were not even living together probably, and it's just bad timing.
No, he was trying to catch her while she was slipping. That's what it was.
It's a lot about
sign these papers.
No scroll.
No scroll.
The thing is, I mean, let's face the facts, fellas. It was tasteless to do it at that time. You know what I mean? A little tasteless. Yes, but D does have a point that we don't know the in-depth circumstances of where they were at in their marriage. Whether it was like they were already going to get a divorce and she may be happening to have brain surgery, but it's still, he could have waited a little while longer until she recovered and then announced it, But
I don't know, but how much longer is longer though? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know how long. Look at how long he might have been waiting up until that point.
Yeah.
Listen, what the flip side of the argument is he stuck with her through her brain surgery. You know what I mean? So, knowing that, and then afterward, he went and filed. I don't know what the situation is. I definitely get it. It does seem very crass, very, very, just almost cutthroat. You know what I mean? But we don't know their circumstances and everything. And there's never a good time to get divorced, if you ask me.
No, it's never a good time. That's why I say you can wait a little while longer. It's still going to end. You don't have to be there. He got money. He can move to another house or whatever. But at the end of the day, that shit is still cold-blooded, though.
It just looks bad.
That's some I hate you bitch shit. That's what that is.
I say I don't agree, but I understand.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Hey, my man got a new shirt.
Cheap for you.
He said, Kelvin, I've been waiting a long time to take this piss. I mean, Derek.
Derek, can I come out now?
I need to have 2 commercial breaks.
I got shit. Can I come out?
Yo, that's bad. That's bad.
All that free food your wife cooked for me, I gotta let it out.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That man probably had so much seasoning in his food in years. He's like, God damn, this is what I've been missing all my life. That goddamn white family. They never told me about paprika.
All this damn Lowry's.
Not Lowry's. God damn it, that's our song.
Oh shit!
That's sugar.
They baking all these.
I heard about this.
They gave me sugar. The bathroom smells like somebody's making cotton candy in here. I think I got diabetes. No scroll. Yo.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, man. Got me sweating.
Yo. My urine smell like apple juice.
He said, "Is that red Kool-Aid?" I heard about this.
Oh, man.
Oh shit! I'm fucking crying, man. I'm sorry. Narette, you're the best, baby. I'm sorry, man.
No more cake. No more cake for me.
Is that icing?
Yo. Oh my God.
If that Bible touch me, that Bible touch me gonna catch fire.
Y'all
The Bible, I touch that shit. Whoof, Bible burn up like a burning bush in Kelvin hands. Oh shit! Oh man! All right, let me get back. We gotta do less.
Yeah.
Watch it. Go ahead, man.
Wait. Kelvin, you pray for me, but don't do nothing for D. Just pray. At the end of the show, when we get off screen, pray for me. All right.
Oh God. Oh, man, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry.
Oh,
all right. Watching the topic, brothers. We got a show called Indian Mike on Netflix. I don't know who watched that. Talk to me.
Who saw that?
Who the hell saw
Indiana Mike? I'm sorry. Ew. Mike Epps. Oh, Mike Epps. Indiana Mike. I'm sorry. Like, who the fuck is Indiana Mike? Okay.
I know Indiana Jones.
I'm like, Indiana Mike. Who the fuck is that? I'm like, yo, Netflix. Jamie, Mike Epps, motherfucker. Goddamn producer, man. I ain't fucking up. Jamie's in the tank.
What did you think? You saw the show, right?
I saw the bullshit. Mike Epps shit is straight trash. You can post that shit. That shit is garbage. You're wasting an hour of your fucking time. Mike Epps laughed at his own jokes more than the audience did.
Wow.
Oh, damn.
I didn't see it.
You know, it just sometimes feels like he doesn't have
Earthquake, people. Watch Earthquake. Go ahead, what's that?
Yeah.
Say, Kelvin, don't go to hell. Don't go to hell with him. Come on, Kel, say it, man.
He's my homegirl.
So you're changing tune now. Eat at our house. That's hard. I don't play.
Yeah, I know your food is good. That's what I'm saying. That's what that white man don't know. This white man is happy.
You can't tell jokes about food here, brother. I'm telling you, man.
We saying the food is good. That white man's been deprived all his life. He is overcome. He heard the speech. He don't move to the black family. He don't move on up.
He trying to go nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere. They take me back to that shit.
Red and burn. The cooking is no joke. I'll be honest with you. I don't know how Derek is not bigger than he is. He should.
Listen, brother. Jamal Shamari.
That's bad. Brother can't even say nothing.
Amazing cook. She is an amazing cook. That food was delicious.
That's what we're talking about. That white man ain't leaving. That white man said, "Fuck with your own rumors you heard about these black folks. These good black
Oh, shit. They food has flavor.
Word up.
Oh man.
Word up. What's the white girl name? Millie? White girl name be Millie or some shit like white girl name. I'm not going back with Millie.
Oh,
Word up.
man.
Sorry, man.
Kelvin, go off screen, man, so you don't get hit by this lightning. Go off the screen.
It's coming, brother.
Yeah, we're trying to save you.
Nah, man, ain't nobody gonna fuck with me, man. Nobody fuck with us. The next thing on Netflix was Young Black and African. I never watched reality shows, but I got tuned in. Somebody made me watch it, if you know what I mean. I ain't gonna say no names. And I watched the shit. I ain't gonna lie, I got hooked on this shit. This shit is actually fucking funny. But one thing of Africa, they bleach their fucking skin. God damn.
Yo, go back.
Go
Back. They look like the Black X-Men.
Go ahead.
Yo, I thought that shit was a Marvel movie that was coming out.
Oh, that shit was funny, son. That shit was hilarious. Oh, that shit was funny.
Coming out with an all black
Monique, right, Monique? See? I'm telling you, this was actually good, yo. These Africans got some different kind of money. Word up. Yeah, I don't know if they benefit. They look like they benefit from the slave trade too.
Yeah.
Probably still got some in the back.
Word up. Oh, Black X-Men, man. Black show's hilarious. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, man, thanks for watching the brothers on Let's Chop It Up. We love y'all. We want to say peace, peace, and peace.
Later, y'all.
Peace.
See you next week.